Good afternoon. I have just been for a lovely lunch with my best friend and bridesmaid Katie. So that was lovely, good catch up, and I've just been in past to drop off some returns, and also Mountain Warehouse in Livingston forgot to put in a pair of socks in my bag. They didn't charge me for it either, and it was buy one get one free, so I missed out on the free pair of socks. But thankfully there's a Mountain Warehouse in Bowray, so I have just gone and picked them up. I phoned Livingston, they said, oh, speak to Bowray and they'll be able to give you it. They didn't have the same colour though, so both Grace and Bart, they'll have blue socks. It doesn't matter though. I was looking for the lilac ones for Grace. Never mind. They're still merino wool and lightweight, so they'll be great for the winter. So I've just been to Home Bargains for one thing and came out with a whole bag full. I wasn't planning on doing that, but I am now going to head home and start the Christmas clear out. So I want to get the house all cleared and clean and tidy before this weekend, where we're going to put some of the decorations up in preparation for Christmas, and then the tree will go up on the 5th of December. So I'm going to head home, and I've taken my cup of tea with me to have in the car on the way home. So I'm going to have that and head now and back to the house and get organised for the weekend. Okay, so I'm preparing early for teacher gifts, but I'm also going to give these to some of our relatives as well. I bought these from Hobbycraft, and they're just plain ceramic baubles. They've got little bits of imperfections on them, but they're lovely. Don't know if you can see, there's little imperfections as you can see there, but they're very rustic and just beautiful. So my plan is to put the teachers' names using the capitals, but their last names, so it does for their family, on the tree on this side, and then on the other side I'm going to use this Trodent. Let me get the packaging. It is a clothing marker stamp, but it gives you 3 lines of text. So my plan is to write out, for example, like this. I'm going to write out Christmas 2021, love from, and then for the teacher's gifts it'll be Bartley and Grace, and for the family gifts it'll be from the Bowmans. So that is what my plan is for doing it, and then I'm going to paint the bottom of the baubles. I'm going to paint the bottom of it with some glue, and then put some gold leaf on it. So that should be special and make it just a little bit individual. And that is a gift. It was a pack of 3 for £3, so they're £1 a bauble, which I think is just ideal for teacher gifts, because there's a lot. We don't just give to the teachers, we also give to the cleaner, we also give to the people that do the lunches. So this will save a lot of money, as well as be nice and personal for giving them as a gift. Oh, and we also give the janitor as well. We just feel that the school wouldn't work without everyone, so they should all get a little gift to say thank you and Merry Christmas. Children are home from school, so we're going to make a start. Good job. You want to put the first one in, Grace?
So where do I put it?
In the middle, yeah. Perfect. So that is the name, Murray, for my mum and dad, written on there, and it soaks in and kind of goes a bit grey once it's dry. So we'll leave them to dry, and then we'll get the stamp on the back saying the year, and then I'm going to put some gold leaf on the bottom to make it look really festive and sparkly and special. So I'm not sure if I have shown how I do my bolognese on here before, so I'm just going to do it again. I have got a best friend and bridesmaid coming for dinner tomorrow night, and I asked her, what is the one meal that you love but you hate making yourself? And the answer was lasagna. So today I'm making the bolognese sauce, and then I'll make the lasagna tomorrow, and we're going to have it with tagliatelle tonight. So what I do is, it's all kind of rough ingredients. I kind of just go by eye, but it's about 4 celery stalks chopped up, 2 large mushrooms, 2 large carrots chopped up finely, 2 very large onions this time, but I just judge it. It might be too much and I might not add the whole lot, but onions chopped up. I would have done it finer, but I took my contact lenses out by mistake, which meant that my eyes were watering, so they're not as fine as I usually do. 4 garlic cloves crushed, about 150 grams of sun-dried tomatoes, and I just cut them up really loosely. They'll break down in the sauce. About 2-ish tablespoons, I just guesstimated, of tomato puree, or you could use sun-dried tomato puree if you really wanted, but I think that kind of, the strength of that one, you'll probably find with just normal tomato puree. About 12 rashers of, this is all I always make a big batch, so some of this will go in the freezer as well. So it's a large quantity. I just don't see the point in making it going to all this work for half the quantity. I would rather make loads and freeze. And so about 12 rashers of smoked streaky bacon. I've just chopped it all up into small bits. I will cut up these mushrooms, but approximately 8 mushrooms, but they're quite large, so I might see how many I get through when I start chopping them up. I've already browned the mince. It's about 1 kilogram worth of mince. And what I do is, when it's been minced, I break it up in my hands into the pan before I start to brown it. I browned it in a separate pan just in case there's lots of liquid, but as you can see, there's very little coming out of the lean mince. And then what I do is I use this this spoon, and I use the back of a fork, and I just, if there's any lumps, I just rub it against there to get the lumps out. But that'll be ready to add as well. About 200 mils of red wine. I'm using Malbec just because I want to drink some. But you can use any red wine that you would wish. And you can increase or decrease the amount that you put in as well if you don't fancy having that amount. I have got 4 tins of chopped tomatoes looked out. I'm not sure how many I will use. Again, I'll just judge it by the volume that's in the pan. And that is it. Oh, some rosemary. Again, I'll just judge that as I go, but that's about 3-4 sprigs. But I'll take, depends how many leaves are on each one. I'll take the leaves off and chop them up finely and then add them to the pan as well. So that is everything prepped, and I'm just about to go and start to make it. And then I simmer it for about 30 minutes minimum, but an hour is ideal. I usually do this in my slow cooker, but my slow cooker's not working. So this will be done in my big soup pan. So I will get going with putting all this together. Sorry, I should have said that I saute my onion and my garlic with my bacon to start with. Then I'll add my carrots and celery, add them together. Then add in my mince, tomato puree, or I might put the tomato puree in earlier to sort of heat that up. And then add my sun-dried tomatoes, and then my chopped tomatoes and my mince in together. And then I'll cut these up while that's simmering away for about half an hour, and the same with the herbs as well. And then I'll add seasoning. If I decide to add seasoning, I'll add the red wine at the same time as the tomatoes. But you could just bung it all in together if you wish. But I like to caramelise everything so that it's got a nice flavour, and also to sweat off the bacon and everything as well. So that is my plan. So by using streaky bacon, not only does it add to the flavour, really gives a lovely flavour, but depending on how much fat is still left on the bacon, I have taken off some of it, but not a lot of it. It should negate the need or necessity for olive oil. But if you find that there's not enough to saute your onions, then just add a little drizzle of olive oil, and that'll add to flavour too. And then you just keep stirring that around until it starts to sweat down, and then I'll add my celery, my carrots, and celery and carrots and the sun-dried tomato puree. Sorry, and then the tomato puree. As it's starting to heat up now. But as I say, you could add all of this together if you wanted to, if you were in a rush. But I think doing it like this means that the onions have such lovely flavour for going into the bolognese. Runs out my cans before I recycle them anyway, so to save wasting all that lovely juices and leftover tomatoes, I put some tiny little bit of boiling water in one can, swirl it around, add it to the next one, and then to the next one, and then oh, oops, oh dear, get that out. Yeah, and that just means you're not wasting any of that tomato juice, and you're just adding a little bit of water. It's not much, and it concentrates down obviously when you boil it and simmer the pan. garlic bread that I just used the pizza dough that I usually do from Mary Berry, and then just added cheese, butter and some garlic and a little bit of rosemary. And now to sit and relax in front of the stove.
For this one, countries in the world of the world.
Don't know if you can actually see it on camera, but it's so bright, and the sunset is just absolutely stunning. I'm out for a walk while Grace has her ballet tap modern. It's still running even though it's half term, and we weren't going to go, but she wanted to, and we'd finished off our lunch at Marshall's, which was amazing, by the way. Wow, that sun, look at the reflection of me, it's amazing. Yeah, we finished off our lunch at Marshall's, which was really good. They've just opened up a new, just turned around so you can see the beautiful sunset in the background. They've opened up a new farm shop. Wow, unbelievable. I had one of the best chili bowls I've ever had in my life, and you know how much I love my food. Really good. A bit of a delay obviously because they've just opened up, so they were taking, it took a little bit of time, but farm shop, they've got a whiskey thing called the Still. So it's in the centre, you'll see them from the videos. Just amazing, really good. Highly recommend it if you live in the northeast of Scotland. It's just beside Contour on the A90. I say Contour, I think it's Contour on the A90. It's really nice. Anyway, so we had that, met Grandma and Grandpa for some lunch. That was really good. After our line dancing. So when we were at line dancing, there's a park right next to the Benhead Leisure Centre. So Mum and Dad took the children, Dad took the children to the park while Mum and I were at the class. So really lovely day. I'm out for my walk just now. Got my headphones on. These are my ones from Primark. I use them rather than my earbuds because they kind of act like ear muffs to keep my ears warm when it's a bit windy. Lovely evening tonight. Look at that sunset. Oh, isn't that just amazing? I don't know if you can even oh, there we go. That is how it looks in real life. Wow, absolutely stunning. Really beautiful. We call these unicorn clouds because they just look so lovely, like a unicorn. Yeah, so we did that today. It's been a lovely day. Been really nice. Catching up with Mum and Dad as well, having the children. I just love having the children off school. It's just been really good. So yeah, get my walk in just now, work off that chili. I'm still so full. Go and enjoy this lovely walk with this beautiful sunset in the background, and I'll catch up with you later. A lovely morning outside planting the rest of the bulbs in here. Children and I did the other sides, and there's just this one that had a clump of grass, so I finished that off today before the frost comes at the weekend, which is good. And I've just popped my tea in for 4 minutes. Well, I think it's actually 5 minutes. It's my timer, my little wooden timer. So once it is finished, I will pour it, and then I'm going to sit down and show you what we have done for the teacher's gifts. And not just the teacher's gifts, but everyone at the school. So I will show you those. I also planted bulbs, some alliums in the fairy forest, which is just round the corner there, just as you come in the gate, just at this side behind here. So they will hopefully give a little bit of height in amongst the trees in the fairy forest bit. I need to redo the fairy forest signs because they were on wooden blackboard things, and they've kind of gone completely weather beaten, so I need to do them in the spring. I'm going to do it on slate and then seal it, so hopefully it lasts a little bit longer. So I am using this, which is you see it there, metal leaf acrylic adhesive, and it's just like a little glue. And then what you do is you paint this on and leave it to come tacky, like 10-15 minutes. So I've painted on to this one already, and then I'm going to leave it till it just dries just a little bit. Then I'm going to add the gold leaf and then brush it off with a soft brush to the bits that haven't adhered. So I'm going to get going and doing the rest of them now. So I'm upstairs in Grace's bedroom. I'm just about to strip her bed, put on the Christmas one. I can't wait to show her when she comes home from school. I'm going to do Bartley's as well and put the Christmas. It's all ironed, although I've just kind of crushed it, carrying it through. But I've ironed it all, ready to go. I've got a little house and a little tree as well. It's just fallen down, just from the White Company. I'm going to put on her bedside as well. They usually go on her windowsill, but just for today, I'm going to pop them on her bedside table so that she gets a big surprise when she comes home. Look at the Christmassy feel. Oh, so good. I can't wait for her to come home from school. It doesn't look very ironed, but it is. Freshly washed. So it smells lovely. And the patterns on it, I don't know if you can see. Skier falling over. Just lovely. Like someone out walking their dog, snowboarder. Oh, it's just lovely. It just feels so Christmassy. I just love it. Is just gonna love this. It's got so much going on, and the colours just look lovely in this bedroom. And maybe you have to change out the sheet, and maybe have to look for what they had in their picture was a green colour for the sheet in the second pillowcase. But for just now, I think that looks wonderful. It's gonna be so excited when he comes home from school and sees it all changed and ready for Christmas. It's great. There's so much to look at. Wow, the sun is just shining into my workspace. It's just lovely. I am finishing off the ones that are gifts for our friends. The children will do theirs later. For example, this is one that the children did. And then it's got Christmas 2021. Oh, that's not the best example of the stamp at the back. Let me find. Like this. Christmas 2021. Love from Barclay and Grace. So that's good. So I need, I'm going to leave that one for the children to do along with the other ones. And these ones, it says Christmas 2021, love from the Bowmans. The Christmas hasn't come out very well on that one. But I have just covered them with the gold foil on the bottom, and then I'm going to pop it into, this one's for a family, so they've got red, and all the ladies have got red for, from the school, and the men have got black. So I'm just going to pop it into this little box, and then I'm going to tie a ribbon around it. In fact, I might leave that a little bit later because it's still a little bit tacky. So I'm going to leave that to completely dry before I put them in the box. But I've just written on their name at the front, and then I will get a nice ribbon tied on that, and they'll be perfect to gift. I just love how it looks. Let me show you this one. Imagine that on a tree. And to think that it cost £1 per bauble. Okay, the children have spent evenings making them, so, but it's very thoughtful. Such a thoughtful gift. Yes, the gift that I'm giving is such a thoughtful gift. You know what I mean? It's a lovely, thoughtful gift. In the past, we have done a £5 bottle of mulled wine from Marks and Spencer's, and this has cost £1 and a little bit of love. And I just think the teachers and the rest of the staff and our friends will just think it's such a lovely thing to have, a personalised thing to have. We've used their family names so they can put it on their Christmas tree for their whole family. The only person we didn't know the last name of was the janitor. So he's got his name on his bauble, but everyone else I've managed to find out their last names. Obviously the teachers are really simple, but the other members of staff managed to find out their last names. So we could put their family name on the bauble, which means it can do for the whole family, which is good. So when the children come home from school today, they're going to finish off doing their ones. They're going to do all the teachers' ones, and they're going to use the gold leaf on them. And I've just done the ones that are for the family and friends. So just so I could show you guys. So I hope you like them. I have done the children's presents. So every year we buy for the same children. So I have done the present wrapping for them. I will put a photo of what the present wrapping was like last year. I'll put it up here. Gone for something slightly different this year. I've still got to add the foliage. I'll put some holly on these this year. So I'm going to wait till close to the time before I pick the holly and put a sprig of holly in here. I think it'll look really nice. So yeah, that is the packages all done. Grace has piled them up really nicely on top of my sleigh and just taken her sheepskin rug down from her bedroom. So this sleigh will actually go at the bottom of the stairs. But for now, until we have our Christmas tree, we are holding the presents on it at the moment. But yeah, this is the paper that I got from Primark. I just think it's lovely. It's a lovely use, and then I got the string from Mum. Mum had spare string, so I took some and borrowed it for doing the presents. But it's all brown paper. It can all be recycled, which is good. And then these are little ornaments that Mum gave me, which can be hung on the tree. Little wooden tags that can be hung on the tree. So yeah, so that's them all done. I don't know how I'm going to wrap the adult presents yet, but I got this beautiful ribbon from Hobbycraft when I ordered the baubles. I think I had to make up for postage, I think. So I got 3 of these. So I think I'm just going to do plain brown paper and then tie a big ribbon of this on, the beautiful bow, and then maybe some sprigs of holly as well. I think that would work. But it's beautiful. Look at the colours in there as well. I think it's just really nice and rustic as well. Also got these to hang on the doors. I don't know if you'll remember seeing these last year. I made them a few years ago with the plan of the hall being renovated, and it's still not renovated. This one is for the kitchen, which doesn't have a name plate on it, but I just sewed ribbon onto the top, and then it's got the tack with some blue tack to stop it from, obviously, from falling out and from hurting us. And then that just hangs on the door. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think it was 2 for £10, I think. If I can find the link for them again, I will pop them on for you. They're just from Amazon. I've got them in this White Company box, but it's not from White Company. And then for the bedroom doors, I think there's a couple that are plain, so I take them out. And then, there's 3 that are plain. And then for the bedroom doors, we have got these tags that I made, which is just using Fimo rollout clay, and then I printed off the names back to front onto acetate, and then before I put it into the oven, I turned it round and put it on with like a credit card, and the ink transferred from the acetate, which obviously didn't soak into the acetate. And it's the same as how I do my wood printing on the clock here. It's exactly the same technique as the wood printing. Obviously that soaks in a lot better into the wood, so it's kind of got an antique sort of look. But that was quite, I think I ended up increasing the ink for that one. I think the one for our bedroom is a lot less stark, and then the children have got these they're putting on their door handles. So I'll let them do that themselves when they come back. I think the ones we did for us, yes. So our ones I did with less ink. I think I actually prefer the look of that. It's much more rustic and much nicer. So I'm going to go and pop these onto their doors just now. So something I forgot to say is their door plaques are put on with Velcro, so they just come off. And then the beauty about having the circled disc is it lies right on top of the Velcro, so you don't see it over Christmas. And I just had to find the hole it was in last year, which was there. So it should fit perfectly. And then I use the blue tack to stick the excess ribbon at the top down on the door. And then that should cover perfectly. Yay! Let's do back these one now. And then this is their box. I've got a Fortnum & Mason's basket, which is full of the children's Christmas books. And they get to choose one each every night and run out to Christmas. Very magical. Indeed. Okay. Let's get this one on. And the hole that it goes normally. And then the blue tack to stick the excess ribbon down. And then the blue tack's there for putting it away and storing it again next year. And I'll leave the ornaments for their door for when they come home. So it's not even December, and that is the start of Christmas at Bowray. But there'll be more going on in the weeks coming up. I think we're putting the tree up on the 5th of December. I can't wait. I love putting the tree up. Christmas music on, mulled wine on the hob, warming up. Just lovely. And then a Christmas film at night. Can't wait. But until then, love you lots. Bye.